What's up guys, it's Gaz. Welcome to the Warframe video. So I've never really done like a proper Saryn video on this channel, so I thought going over this new Contagion shells setup that I have been scheming up the last couple days, ever since we got the Warframe augment buff like yesterday. I thought I'd show you guys this and also show you some normal Saryn builds that I use for like Elite Sanctuary Onslaught and just like everyday missions and all that stuff. So let's quickly go over the gear that we're using in the specific stuff, and we'll go over the other Saryn builds later in the video. So the one we'll be showing right now is this one right here. It's called Contagion shells because of all the gear being used, but it's also called Exploding Acid in the loadout right here. But basically the gist of this, guys, is we're using the Venom Dose augment mod, which was changed recently to have the functionality where if you hold the ability down, it buffs you and everyone in the area with corrosive damage, which is affected by power strength. So with our current setup, we buff ourselves and everyone near us, including pets, for 204% extra corrosive damage for 49 seconds. And that's within a 21 meter radius with this build. We also have the Contagion Cloud augment mod, which will cause our third ability, Toxic Lash, to make enemies die, or when they die, they don't just normally die, they become a death cloud in that area, and that's on every kill with your Toxic Lash active while using a weapon. So yeah, it's really, really good because you're going to be making your weapons basically one-shot everything when you use the Venom Dose augment mod. So when we combine those two together with a nice balanced build, honestly, not too much efficiency is the only thing we're not really modding for, we can use the Sobek augment mod called Acid Shells. So this is for our weapon, and when we kill an enemy with the Sobek, they explode, which is another on-death effect that we're proccing here. So we got the gas cloud from the Saryn ability from them dying, and we're also going to make them explode in corrosive damage on death. So that's going to make a 450 corrosive damage explosion in the area for 15 meters, but it's also going to add the enemy's maximum health into that 450 corrosive damage base. So this could be some really big damage nukes when they're exploding for corrosive damage, which is good against Grenier for the most part. We're also going to be modding our Sobek for viral because, like I briefly mentioned, the Venom Dose augment mod gives you corrosive damage on your weapons. So we can have corrosive and viral on the same thing. We're also going to be using a Plague Crit Path melee, and I renamed the quats to Electabuzz Umbra for reasons. And I just don't like saying quats, honestly. Alright, so let's just quickly show how that works against these guys over here. You don't normally need to remove their armor if you're using this against the Corpus, like I would definitely recommend, but we'll throw some spores on them just so we can show how the kitting explosion on heavy enemies goes. So yeah, they're all dead. That is from the combination of all these three mods together, the Acid Shells, Contagion Cloud, and Venom Dose on like an okay build on Saryn. We also have the Adarza Kavat, which gives us some additional critical chance, which doesn't really matter too much, but I don't use the Adarza Kavat too much as well. And I thought, I'm like, okay, so since this is buffing my teammates, it's giving my cat 300% corrosive damage, let's make like an attack cat build. So we got Bite and Maul on here, makes the cat do like 500-ish damage. And then we also are going to be giving it some additional 200% corrosive. So it's going to be really a hard-hitting cat. We got Flame Gland in here to increase the status chance and give it some heat damage. But you could definitely switch that for like Shock Collar if you'd rather run that. Venom Teeth is probably the best one, honestly, since it's a toxin setup for Saryn. I'm going to quickly show you guys a sortie gameplay with this setup, and I'm going to give you some additional advice. I would definitely recommend using the Sobek with this, but there's some other weapons you can use as well. Some other good weapons to use with the combination of these two augment mods. We got the Comb. Comb's really good. It shreds enemies really fast. Doesn't have the AoE really of this Sobek, but it's whatever. Got the Amprex. Amprex is really good. It can do some AoE. AoE weapons in general are just really good at this setup, guys. So like weapons like the Ignis Wraith, the Galaxian Vandal, Phantasma, the Tsar. Honestly, like most weapons in the game become a lot more viable when you give them 200% corrosive damage additionally. So yeah, definitely lots of things here. There's the kit guns. Kit guns are super OP with this, to be honest. If you use the Catch Moon kit gun, you'll probably be doing enough AoE damage already that you don't even need to use this. So yeah, it might be a complete overkill for most stuff, guys. This is a sortie mission right now. I can't even tell what level these enemies are. They're like level 54, I want to say. And we're just like one-shotting them in a huge group with our Saryn acid shells explodey shotgun setup, which is really fun. So those are the good weapons there. We're going to be going over one mobile defense after this mission, guys, just to show you how it goes. I mean, it's against the Corpus. Like I said, the Corpus are a lot more vulnerable to this gas cloud from Contagion cloud, because Contagion cloud, it's making a like a toxin cloud in the area, and toxin is heavily reduced by armor, so it's a really heavily focused like that part of the build is really heavily focused for Corpus. But then again, you're playing Saryn, so you can remove armor from enemies with your 1 anyway, and you're giving yourself additional corrosive damage. So even armored enemies are really going to have a rough time against you, and even if the Contagion cloud is really not like instantly clearing them out like you want to. So if you were to use this in like a low-level exterminate mission, or if you were to use this in like a Corpus mission against like maybe higher levels, maybe some grouped up Corpus enemies, because like every kill with this is going to create an individual death cloud and individual corrosive explosion. And the corrosive damage against the Corpus isn't the best, but it's also like not terrible at all. And you can't change the elements that the acid shells is doing, so you're stuck with corrosive on that. But the base damage of it is enough, honestly. So yeah, if you are trying to use the Contagion cloud against armored Grenier guys, I'd say make sure you're removing their armor with either yourself being Saryn and using your first ability, or have multiple people with corrosive projection, or, I mean, the Pox can work. The Pox is actually really good at this, but the Pox isn't like clearing out the entire room's armor instantly. But not that you would really need that all the time. I'd say just run your Sobek with Viral, run the Venom Dose Augment, and then the Contagion Cloud Augment, and then take it from there, like whatever your playstyle is going to have the most fun with. Like I said, I like to explode enemies. It's just like my most favorite thing to do in Warframe. So that's why I went with the Sobek version of this. I definitely could see other weapons being like just as good at AoE, if not better than this, but at the same time, acid shells is used by a lot of people because it's a very unique effect, and we are using it to pretty good synergy right here. We're chaining explosions. We have double on death effects proccing here, guys. Like, isn't that just like sound like a good build to you? Like some synergy in there. We got some team buffing with the Venom Dose buffing our teammates. I did this in Sortie 3. We're not going to show Sortie 3 from the Sortie, but we did get a pineapple, so don't worry, nothing too exciting there. But I was buffing my entire team for 200% corrosive damage, and that was making it so they were just one-shotting pretty much everything. So it's a really, really nice buff to Saryn that could have gone to Ember, honestly, but Saryn is still one of my favorite Warframes in the entire game, so I am super okay with this new playstyle that's come out of this. If you didn't know, like, even if you don't use the Augment mod for Saryn's 3, the Sobek is still really good with acid shells with just the base version of her 3. So this isn't making anything too insane that she couldn't do already, but the chaining of the death clouds actually is really, really nice for Corpus. So I could definitely recommend you trying that out. I think we have enough range in this build. I don't know if I showed you guys this in this cut, but I actually have a max range build that if you really want to focus on low-level killing with like this, you can actually do a max range setup for this, which is 280% range. And that's actually going to make it so you are dealing a lot less damage, but you actually are having a almost 15-meter radius on this Contagion cloud. So it's a toss-up. Do you want to do this or not? It also deals double damage when you kill with a melee. So when you kill enemies with melee with this setup, it's really good. That 420 damage becomes 840, which is enough to one-shot a Corpus for a little while. So yeah, definitely give it a shot, guys. I definitely think this is a very fun playstyle that is going to become probably meta for some people. Like, it's to be their go-to Saryn build. We don't have to call it meta. It's just going to be their go-to Saryn build. And there's lots of weapons that are very viable with this, which makes it even more fun. I think Saryn's one of the most fun Warframes to play because she just makes your weapons better. She AoE clears enemies out with her own abilities. I wonder if she could even make the Bolto viable. Alright. Oh, I deleted my Bolto ribbon. No! We'll do it without a ribbon. Let's see if the Bolto is viable. Let's put some more damage in here. The Bolto needs it. Okay, so max damage Bolto. we should do corrosive since, or we should do viral because we actually have. All right, that is blast damage. That's what I need to take off there. All right, so we're gonna do this real quick test, see if this is good. Okay, I was confused for a second there. Oh wait, there's that new thing you can do in... Okay guys, this is the best part of the video. Look at this. You can search viral, and it will show you the mods that make viral, and you can just instantly put those on. Okay. It's still confusing, but we're gonna do it. Bolto test incoming here. Alright, this is with both augment mods. Let's also remove armor. This is completely Spores doing the work here. But hey, we're actually killing these enemies with the Bolto. With all that struggling of modding, I think it was worth it, guys. I will talk to you next time. Please like, share, subscribe, and take it easy. Peace.